is Matt has agreed that he'll come back in 2026 because people really wanted to come to this. I expected about 100 people. And obviously we have some issues. And it could be that y'all will have people coming in the whole time because the lane is coming here to cool, because none of the lane has electricity at all. And you know how we are. We all sort of drag in as we can from our houses. But I wouldn't be comfortable on an elevator myself, so, but I think they're fine. I shouldn't have said that I would be comfortable. The ones that are working if you can find them. So today, Matt is here from the Henrico Public Library, and he is wonderful. He's already been here to work with library key players. We had a roundtable discussion of what's going on in our library, our systems, good or not, and it was very fruitful. And today, catering to the library needs, we have about 6 to 8 people upstairs for lunch, being able from the library to just further discuss what's going on. And I guess this reflects that I'm both president of VaCCra and the library chair. I got to a point I couldn't remember whose lecture this was, you know, who I was supposed to be calling. Now, Matt is a key library member. He has, he basically has been 25 years in the Henrico system. He's outreach coordinator for Henrico County Public Libraries. And you can imagine the changes he has seen those 25 years. Just think of the changes in technology and how that has affected the library system. And I'm going to answer one question that we get all the time right now. Will the library continue to exist? Will they have books? And Matt said, always. We will always have a library full of books, but he will explain how they have transitioned, so it's a lot more than that. He has a great working relationship with us here at Cedarfield. He works all the time with Georgia Brown, and I know myself what you do to equip the book club here, to have the books from the library come in. And Alex Hamby has been with the library for about 15 years with the Henrico system, and she is the assistant director overseeing collections and system-wide programs. She's going to join us for lunch today. She will not be speaking, but when we have the question and answer period, it's likely she might get into the system. And we are filling up. Well, it's very healthy, but y'all are coming next year, 2026. Kay Summers, program organizer, you can put that on the list because they have been so cooperative. And with that, Matt, please join the podium. And turn off your phones, please.
Well, I got to get one thing before I get started. So, my prop here, okay, so, first of all, thank you all for letting me come here today. I really appreciate Sally working with us to schedule this so we can be here to tell you a little bit about the library. Like she said, my name is Matt. I've been with Henrico for a very long time, it seems. And I'm in my favorite job of all time, which is outreach, where I get to go out in the community and tell people about the library, and just anybody who wants me to come talk, I'll go talk. So thank you for letting me do my job this morning. I really appreciate that. So, and also introductions, this is Slow-Mo the Sloth. He is our summer reading mascot, and he has gone to a bunch of, his agenda for this summer is to go to all the different libraries to just spread summer reading cheer. So he's been with the mobile library and outreach for about a week now, so I thought I'd bring him here. He's got one more day with us. So if you guys would humor me, I'm gonna take a picture, so we might be able to put this on social media when I get back. So I'm gonna take like a little selfie with y'all and slow-mo. Thank y'all. So slow-mo is now part of the deal. He'll be with us for a couple more days. I'm going to put him back over here so he can supervise. There we go. All right. So slow-mo's on the case. All right. So let me close that. All right. So we're here with to talk about Henrico County Public Library. I recognize a few of you from the mobile library. We come the first first Tuesday of every month. We're downstairs. I think it's the Parkside entrance. Is that what it's called? What's that? Parkview. I knew it was Park something. All right. I'll get it right eventually. To start off with our little talk today, the plan for my presentation is just to kind of introduce you to a little bit about the library. We'll do a little tour of all of the library facilities in the county and some of our online offerings, and really just hope that you leave here knowing something you didn't before you walked in. So it's a really quick overview. It's about 45 minutes, and then we'll have questions. But if you have questions while we're going, please raise your hands, because I'd rather have this be a conversation more than me just talking at y'all. Yes, sir. The first Tuesday. There's a flyer in the back that has our dates. So it'll be not next Tuesday, but the next Tuesday. All right. So we'll start off with our mission, and our mission for the library is to promote reading, lifelong learning, connect people with the information they need, and enrich community life. That kind of bases how we do everything with Henrico County Public Library. And to really get a good, the full effect of the whole library, you need a free library card, which takes just a couple of minutes to create one. If you don't have one already, you can go to any of our locations and get that library card, or you can wait till we come with the mobile library. We'll get you one there too. It takes about 5 minutes. It's really easy to do, and it's, like I said, free. So it opens you up to all the things that you can get at the library, and online and in person. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. You can also get a free library card with Chesterfield, Richmond, and Pamunkey library systems because we have reciprocal agreements with all of those localities. So if you know anybody that lives in those localities, they can get a free library card with us. Also, it just takes 5 minutes. We're just happy to get everybody we possibly can a library card. So we have, there are 9 library locations and a mobile library. They're scattered around the county. This is kind of where we are at all of our different locations. All of our libraries were either built or renovated since 2001. We're super lucky to have support of elected officials, county government officials, and most importantly, the community that we serve. We are super duper lucky to have all these nice facilities. So thank you for voting for our bonds when they come up. So remember us next time one comes up too, and we'd appreciate your support on that. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it'll happen. So a little bit about how we kind of divide our libraries. We have them broken into 2 sections. We have our area libraries, which are our larger libraries. They are open longer. The facilities are bigger. They have more staff. They have more programming. They have more collections. So those are our big libraries all around the county. 2 of them are open on Sundays, and I'll tell you which ones those are in just a minute. And then we have our smaller libraries, which are our branch libraries. They're not open as much. They have more of a neighborhood feel for the libraries, so they're open fewer hours, a little bit fewer staff, but they still provide excellent service and some great programs too, just not as many as the area libraries. And then there's my favorite library, which is the mobile library, and that's us. We travel around the county delivering services and promoting library resources as much as we possibly can. What's next? Okay. All right. So all of our libraries are a little different, but there are some similarities that you'll see when you go to any of our locations, and I'll highlight a few of those. We all have meeting, conference, and study rooms that you can reserve with the library card for free for just about any meeting that you need if it is available. They're super popular. They fill up real quick. So if you know that you want to use a library room for something, reserve it as quickly as you can. You can be reserved online, and maybe you can call. Usually we try to direct people to do it online. But those are free to use. We have capacity from 2 to 100 all over the county. So small or relatively large facilities there. Next up, we have computers and we have printers that people can use. The computers on the floor have the full Microsoft Office suite, plus some internet browsers that people can use. They're free with the library card. You do have to have a library card to use that. You get a couple hours every day that you can use to do whatever you want to on the public computers. We also offer printing. We do that with a small fee for printing, just to recoup paper and toner pretty much. It's 10 cents a page for black and white, 50 cents a page for color, and it's pretty consistent. It works. So if you need it, I always have to use it because inevitably the printer at my house breaks when my kids need to print something for school. Always, every time. So I'll run down to the Gayton Library, which is my closest library, and we'll print something out there just because it's convenient and it works. And next, we offer free Wi-Fi. You don't even have to have a library card to use it. You just walk in, sign up for just sign into our Wi-Fi. There's the password, network name and password. The same one works at all of our libraries. You don't even need to buy a cup of coffee to use our free Wi-Fi. You can stay there pretty much all day. If you want to use our Wi-Fi, great, have at it. We love it. And our air conditioning works most of the time. It's HVAC, so it's going to break. But mostly it works. I think last summer all of our libraries had HVAC issues at some point. But we get them fixed pretty quickly, so it's relatively comfortable. We also have comfy chairs, places to just kind of relax and just do whatever you need to do in a quiet-ish space. And we also have the things that you think of when you think libraries. We have our books, DVDs, magazines, and more. So we have books, some magazines. We have these kits that people can check out, and we've expanded those. We have the book club in a bag kits that people can check out with 8 books, 8 copies of a book that you can kind of give out to your book club members. We also check out telescopes and Wi-Fi hotspots. So if you need internet access, we can probably help you. The holds list for that's very long, though, and probably for the telescopes too. That's our newest kit that we've made available to people to check out. And I just like these pictures. These are from when we opened our Fairfield Library, and I just like you. I don't know if you can see the expression on the kids' faces from here, but they're great. They're just really happy to have all of these books available to browse and just enjoy. One of the other things that is not at our branch libraries, but our larger libraries are the digital media labs, and those are areas in the library that have more robust computers. They have more computing power. Some of them have the full Adobe Creative Suite, so if you've ever heard of Photoshop or Premiere Pro, the libraries have that on some of the computers in the digital media lab. We also have 3D printers, which you can see one going here, making something. There are podcast stations. There are cameras you can check out. We have green screens that you can use. Then you can use the Adobe Creative Suite to do really cool things with the green screen. We have digitization stations, which are one of the things I think are really cool. We have scanners that allow you to scan slides, negatives, and photos. So if you have some of those that you'd like to digitize to help preserve, we have those in the library that you can use for free. And we also have VHS to digital conversion stations too. So if you have home movies on VHS that you like to digitize, we can do that. I will encourage you to do it sooner rather than later because from what I understand, they don't make those digitization stations anymore. So as ours kind of stop working, we might not be able to replace them. But anyway, so just be aware that might be a thing. The digital media labs are also where we hold all of our computer classes, and I'll go more into that in a little bit later. But our computer classes are held at our 5 area libraries almost all the time. One of the other things we provide at all of our libraries, there I said it, okay good, are programs, loads of programs and events. We got stuff going on almost every day for all ages, all sorts of interests covered. If you got one of our program guides in the back, that covers everything through the end of August. So we put them out every 3 months. So this is our summer edition. So also stuff for all ages, all over the county, everything's free. We got you covered on things to do for free, for sure. Between us and Rec and Parks, you got a lot of options in Henrico County. And the most important thing at any library or anywhere you work is the staff. We have some fantastic people that work at the library who genuinely just want to help people find the information they need and connect them with resources, either in the library or in the county. So if you are ever in one of our libraries and you have a question, please ask the staff. That's their job. is to help you with your information resource. And if you go to a library and somebody doesn't help you, tell me, and I'll get somebody to yell at them, because we want them to be helpful and cheerful and all of those things. So that's our helpful staff. We're a big fan. They do great work. All the programs that we do is their ideas, a lot of stuff like that. Alex knows they do so many things. It's really cool. So we're going to start with a tour of the library, and we're just going to do this alphabetically because I'm a librarian and I like things in alphabetical order. So we're going to start at the top with the Fairfield Library, and this is our newest library facility. It opened up in 2019 and replaced the former Fairfield Library, which had been around since the 1970s. It's a massive upgrade for the folks in that community. It actually won an award that I can't remember because it's all the way over there and I can't read it from here. Back in 2020, it won an architectural award. It's also one of our libraries that has a LEED certification. And the way I understand LEED certification is it's given to facilities that meet requirements for efficiency in water use and power use, and probably something else that I don't know. But anyway, it's a big deal. The county's been pushing for that for all new construction since about 2012, and this is one of those that meets that certification. And one of the programs that they have coming up real soon is, I think, tomorrow, is a historical program. And this is an example of kind of the lecture series that we have. And we also partner with local organizations and experts to present these. So the person who's going to be coming to talk about this program is an expert on this subject, and you can learn a lot from them at the Fairfield Library. So we have those all the time. This is just an example of one that we have coming up real soon. So we have historical programs, book authors come in and speak every now and then too. So we'll move on to the Gayton Library. This one there's been a library here since the late 80s. This one was renovated in 2012. It looks so much different. I don't know if anybody's ever been to the Gayton Library. It's just around the corner. And Gayton before and Gayton now, inside is completely different. The outside looks exactly the same, except for that window. That wasn't there before. They added that during the refurbishment. But it's a fantastic library. It's one of our smaller branch libraries. One of the things about branch libraries that throws people frequently is on Thursdays, they don't open until 1 o'clock, and that's all of our branch libraries. So just a warning, if you go by the Gayton Library at 10 o'clock on Thursday, they won't be open, but they will be at 1. And the program we're going to highlight here is their movie series. They have a movie series every couple of weeks where they pick a movie and they talk about it. It's kind of like a book discussion, but for movies. So, and it's super popular there. They have a good crowd almost every time. And this is just the one that they're doing next month. So, Monday. They're doing it Monday. So if you would like to watch that movie at the Gayton Library, go on down and check them out for that. Next up is the Glen Allen Library, and this one opened in mid-90s. And an interesting thing about the Glen Allen Library was when it was opened in, I want to say 95, it was the only facility in the county that provided public computers for the public. So it also had a small computer lab where we taught classes, and it was like the first place in the county where adults could come and take classes on computers. And we've been offering classes since that library opened. We offer classes on everything from how to use a mouse and a keyboard to 3D design, Photoshop, all sorts of stuff that I don't even know how to use. Like our staff has done a lot of work learning these classes and being able to teach it to people. With our computer classes, you're not going to walk out an expert, but you will walk out knowing more than you did when you came in. The idea is to kind of demystify the program that you're learning, so you can hopefully take it and use some of the library resources that we have, books, other video, other ways to learn, and run with that. You can also take the class more than one time if you want to as well. Those also fill up pretty quickly, so when they require registration, so just be on the lookout for, you know what? Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't even get to, anyway, I'll talk. I got ahead of myself on the classes. So anyway, we've been offering classes there forever, and since it's opened, and actually we don't offer classes there anymore, I take that back. They're now at our area libraries. So, and the program I want to highlight here is the Bold and Easy Coloring, which is in a couple of weeks. It's just an example of a program where it's just kind of fun. You just come in, you're able to do some art, just relax with some people who also just want to do some art and have some fun and just enjoy being with people who just want to do some art too. So we have similar programs like that all the time. Next up is our Libby Mill Library. This was opened in 2015 and replaced the Dumbarton Library, which had been there for a long time. It is our busiest library, bar none. It is really close to the Richmond City line. It's off of Staples Mill, kind of close to the Krispy Kreme at Broad and at Staples Mill, just to look down from there, not too far. Super duper busy. This is one of our libraries that's open on Sunday. I forgot to mention that the Fairfield Library is also open on Sunday. They're both open 1 to 5 on Sundays. So they're open 7 days a week. So there's always a library open in Henrico County during pretty much any day of the week. And this is a program that we offer in collaboration with Henrico Economic Development. It is to have experts from the EDA and small business owners kind of get together to help hash out different issues. If the business owner has a question, the EDA can help them answer that question and maybe think of ideas for other things. So it's really just kind of a drop-in service. We have it regularly at multiple libraries, and this is one coming up at the Libby Mill Library. So it's just a collaboration so we can help small business in Henrico succeed. So a small way we can help do that. Next is the North Park Library, and this one has I have a soft spot for North Park. It opened up in 2001, and I was part of the team that opened that library all the way back in 2001. It's my first professional gig as a librarian, so I really like that library very much. It's one of our other smaller ones. It definitely has a neighborhood feel. It's over off of Parham between 95 and Chip and Chamberlain, so all the way out there, and it's tucked in a little neighborhood. It's great. And the program we're going to highlight there is more artistic stuff because our summer reading theme this year is Color Your World. So a lot of art programs going on at the libraries this summer, and this is another one for all ages. And now it's time for the Sandston Library. This is our oldest library. There's been a library on this location in Sandston since 1923. It was originally run by the Sandston Women's Club until about 1980. When the county took over and built a library there on that spot, and that location has been renovated twice. It expanded in 2003 and then was completely refurbished in 2022 to look a little bit more modern and up to what other libraries in the county look like. It's a fantastic little small library, literally in the heart of Sandston. If you're ever down that way, give them a stop by. They're across the street from Sandston Bistro, which has great milkshakes and onion rings, if you like those things. And the program we want to highlight for them is just board games. They do board games for seniors, I think like once a month. I don't know what they play. Probably something fun, I would assume. So that's just another fun thing to do, to get out, be social, do something fun, and just enjoy the library and some of the stuff that we offer there. Next up is Tuckahoe. This is for years and years and years, this was the busiest library in the county, bar none, but Libby Mill has surpassed it in the last couple of years. It's still a really busy library, but Libby Mill has just gone bonkers with its use. So this facility was opened in 2006 and replaced the former Tuckahoe that had been around the corner at Fargo and Parham for years, since the 70s. Our office is actually held at the former Tuckahoe Library. We still get people coming by there looking for the Tuckahoe Library, even though it's been almost 20 years since we moved to this location. But, you have it sometimes. Or if people haven't been here for a while, they'll come there and look for us, look for the library there. But luckily, it's not too far. It's just 3 lefts, and you're there at that library from our office. So we're going to highlight, I mentioned the digitization of photos. They have a class, when is that? June 30th, so in 2 weeks, that you could sign up for. Maybe that one does require registrations. And according to my screenshot, registration's open today at 6. So you might be able to get in there if you are fast. So they would teach you how to use the equipment in the digital media lab to digitize photos and videos. And then we have a further class that will help you touch up those photos anyway, using Photoshop, like how to fix scratches or stuff like that. So we've been offering classes like that to help just improve the pictures back to their normal quality, their original quality. Those are really popular classes, so you got to be quick on those. And next up is the Twin Hickory Library. This is what I call our ski lodge. You should see it when it snows. It looks like, just like a ski lodge. It's fantastic. It's out in Short Pump. And I was actually on the team that helped open this library back in 2007. It replaced the Innsbruck Library, which was in the Innsbruck area for about 20 years. Let's see. And this is another class, an example of some of the classes we offer: basic, intro to Microsoft Excel. We also have them for Word and PowerPoint and everything that Microsoft offers that we carry. Kind of our motivation for the classes is if we carry it and provide it, we want to offer a class so people can use it. So we've been offering Microsoft Office classes since 1995. So we're pretty good at those and developing new programs as we add new things to our computers every day, or not every day, every year-ish. So we always offer new stuff. And like I said, those classes do require registration just because seats are limited. And our last physical library we're going to talk about is the VaCCra Library. It opened up in 2016, replaced the former VaCCra Library. It expanded from a little bitty thing to like this massive library. And if you ever get down to VaCCra, go check this library out. It's a wonder. It won an International Design Award in 2017 as one of the best libraries, new libraries built in the world for that year. So we're pretty happy about that one. It also won a lead. It's a destination library. It's kind of far for me to get there, so whenever I go, I kind of stay for a little while. They got super comfy chairs, and sometimes even they have a back porch that you can sit on with rockers and look out and just over like a nature area that's not going to get developed, and it's really nice to just kind of relax at the VaCCra Library. And they're the only library in the county that has a demonstration kitchen. So they have a monthly program called the Cook and Book Series, where they bring in either like local chefs, local cooks, staff who have a passion for a certain kind of food, and they will cook in front of you, and then everybody gets to eat a little bit. You're not going to go home full, but you will have some food in your belly by the time you leave. And so this month is Fresh Seasonal Local. Let's see who's doing it. Chef Tyrese Myrick Alston. Sounds great. So we got somebody's coming in to do some cooking for folks at the VaCCra Library this year, this month, and we do that every month down in the meeting room of the VaCCra Library. It's a really popular program. I wish I could get down to one. I always have to do other things. But we'll make it one day. I'll make it to one for sure. And then we'll talk about my favorite library, which is the mobile library. So my library's on wheels. That's us right there. That's our library. We come here, was it the first Tuesday every month? We stay for about an hour downstairs. And in addition to you guys, we take our mobile library to 31 retirement communities every month, Monday through Thursday, 4 weeks a month, and provide library service to folks you might not be able to make it to a library as easily as other folks. So it's a great service. I'm really happy that we can provide it, and I hope to expand it some more as we go, as we move. Since I've taken over, we've added about 7 different locations to our route of communities that we visit. So it's a lot of fun. You'll also see us at different community events around the county, sometimes with the van, sometimes with just a tent. Today I'm going to take the van into a parade down in VaCCra, a Juneteenth parade this afternoon. Tomorrow we'll be at the big Juneteenth festivities down at Dory Park, just spreading the gospel of the library far and wide as far as we can, letting people know that we're around, that we have a lot of great stuff going on, and that we are just there and try to be as welcoming a place as we possibly can for anybody in the community that wants to use us. I include this is a picture that I always like to include. This is one of my favorite people that I met while I was been working on the library, on the mobile library. This is Miss Kilgallen, and she used to live at Chestnut Grove, which is off of Parham and Woodman. She passed a few years ago, but before she did, she was one of our biggest supporters and our biggest boosters in any facility that we ever went to. She would be waiting for us in her wheelchair with her oxygen on, just ready to go and check out everything. She would really strongly encourage everybody in the facility to use the mobile library. And so she would always almost bully people into getting library cards and checking books out. She was fantastic. And that's just one example of kind of the relationships that we build on the mobile library from all the places that we visit. She was fantastic, and I adore her very much. So I always like to put a picture of her up there and just talk about her for a minute. So let me get this real quick. Sorry, y'all. I'm going kind of fast. So next up, we're going to change gears and talk about some of the stuff that you can use online through the library. And this is our webpage. This is the hub of everything that we do online. From here, you can check the catalog. You can reserve rooms, reserve those study rooms we mentioned. You can check out our calendar of events to see what's going on. You can also sign up for those, register for those classes that you need to have registration for, and I'll go into that a little bit more. But this is really the hub of everything in the library. All the announcements and things like that you'll see. This is our catalog page. So if you're looking for stuff in the library, this is where you go to find all the stuff. There's a link right from our webpage, from our homepage, to here. You can find everything, books, DVDs, music, kits, other things that I can't remember right now. See, you can place holds on them. You can pay fines if you need to. Hopefully you don't have to. And you can put holds on stuff to ship it. If we don't have it at your local library, we can get it from one of our other libraries, and they can bring it to you. And we do that with the mobile library too. So if you are looking for something and you find that we don't have it on the mobile library, you can just put a hold on it, select mobile library. We'll bring it next time we visit Cedarfield. So, and some of you have taken advantage of that a few times. So you know it works, and so that's what we're shooting for, something that works. So that's our catalog. And these are some online resources. We also have a really large page of databases that we pay for. Alex knows way more about this than I ever will, which is fine. It's fine. It's fantastic. So these are just a few that I just pulled out to highlight. We have a ton of stuff for kids and students. We also have some stuff for more grown-up stuff. So we have the Gale Health and Wellness Resource Center, which is a bunch of medical information from vetted resources, peer-reviewed journals, and stuff like that. So it's, you know, good, solid information. Universal Class is a self-paced video kind of class where you can learn everything from cosmetology to dog grooming and accounting and project management, all at your own pace. It's free. Once again, everything is free. You do have to have a library card to access these from home. We also have Rosetta Stone, which if you're learning a language, Rosetta Stone is a fantastic resource. We also have one called Transparent Language. Rosetta Stone you can buy if you want to, but we'll save you a couple $100 if you want to learn Italian for next time you go to Italy. Or it does like 30 different languages, so you can learn a multitude of things for free without having to spend any money with Rosetta Stone. We also have consumer reports. I never buy anything big without checking consumer reports first, so that'll help you save some money as well. The Chilton Library, which I really like because when I first started in libraries, we had a bunch of those Chilton books, the car repair manuals, and they would inevitably go missing or damaged or dirty. They'd come back. With this, you can find your car, find your issue, just print out whatever you need from that section, and then if it gets greasy, dirty, whatever, we don't care. It's great, fantastic, use that. And it has more than we can offer physically in any one facility, so they got a bunch of really good stuff. And then we have Value Line and Morningstar for investment stuff, and then the Gale Legal Forms, which won't replace a lawyer, but it might reduce your billable hours. I'm not sure. So give that a shot if you need any legal forms. I think it's more, we have the Virginia section because we're in Virginia. So we got that too. So that's just a small sampling of all of the things that you can get through our resources, research and resources page. And then next up are our online resources for books. So we have a couple of different apps that will help you download ebooks and audiobooks. So the most popular one we have is the Libby app, which is the one all the way on the left. And it does ebooks and audiobooks, a lot of popular things, a lot of popular authors. It's probably our most popular online service. I think Alex can probably tell me if it is, definitely. Next up is Hoopla, and it does ebooks, audiobooks, music, DVDs, and movies. Did I say movies? Yes, and television shows. So it has a lot of different options there. Not as many like new popular titles, but you can find backlist publications from a lot of popular authors on there too. It's a good supplement. That and Libby are good together. They can supplement each other fairly well. And then last we have Magster, which is a magazine one. It's fine. To be honest with you, the user experience is a little clunky, I think. But if you like magazines, that's a good way to get free magazines from the library digitally. You don't have to buy them yourself. And almost in the home stretch here, I'd be remiss not to mention our friends at our other libraries around the area who are doing really great work, providing library service to their immediate community. You can also get free library cards with all of them if you want to. The good thing about that is you can use all of their Libby resources. You can use all of their electronic resources with their library cards. So you can double dip on Libby and Hoopla and all the stuff that we offer. They offer it too. You can get it from all the libraries. Some of the collections are slightly different, so you might be able to get something that we don't have. And that's me. If you need to get in touch with me, that's my contact info there. And now that's it for my talking. So does anybody have any questions?
I do. Let me take this.
Okay.
Testing. One question or a comment I have to make. On July the 7th at 3 o'clock, a representative from the library is coming out to talk about a book that many of us have read, House on Fire. Is that just
Yeah.
House on Fire? And that's about the 1811 Richmond fire that was so devastating. And by chance, this month, we have a chance to sign up for trips. And one of the trips is to go to Monumental Church. And as many times as I've gone, I'm going back because now I've read the book and I want to see exactly what was happening. Tell us more, too, about the gentleman that presents this. And he has another one later in the summer that we have not scheduled yet.
Yeah, the person who's doing that is Phil Ford. He's part of my team. If you've come to the mobile library to visit, you've probably seen him. He has that program, and this is part of his Based on a True Story series. So he takes a fictional book that's, nominally based on true events, and then we'll talk about the book, and then the actual events around the book that happened that kind of inspired the fiction book. So he has this one, and then he has one that he does for the Franklin expedition. That was based on the book The Terror by Dan Simmons, which is they went to the Antarctic and everybody died kind of thing. And the book tells a fictional account of that, which is really good. And the next one he's going to do, I can't remember the name of the book, but it's based on Lizzie Borden, which ought to be entertaining.
A little bloody. I know that I'd love to have some old pictures restored, and I've always thought that wasn't within the scope of me doing it. But you have a phone number? I have trouble getting modern day phone numbers. Y'all may not. But in any of the materials you handed out, would there be a direct line to the Tuckahoe?
Yeah, the library, the half sheet has the phone number to my office at the mobile library. And the program guide, the one that she's holding up has a number directly to our office at the mobile library. The program guide has the phone number for all the libraries in the county, and their hours and their addresses for that.
So you sign up, and it's a two-part series of the digital reworking of your old photos?
Well, they have multiple classes that do that. So they have one to help you scan it, and then they'll have another one to help you retouch it up. So they're, it's not, you have to sign up for both of them. So it's not sign up for one and get both.
Okay, and how about other questions from, let me get a mic to you.
In terms of the book kits with multiple copies of an individual book, do you customize those for, our book club, or are they pre-formulated?
They are pre-formulated, so we have over 100 of them floating around the county, and they're generally just 8 paperback copies of the book. If you guys want more like when I help Georgia with the ones
Yeah.
here, we'll try to get like one of those and then some large print copies as well. If we don't have it in a book kit, we'll make it work for the book club here. But those have been really popular with book clubs, just to help. You know, it's only one checkout. It's all together. Sometimes they even come with questions for the books too. Does that help?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
And I have a question that's very much for the library, but we have recently really concentrated on getting large print books. So if any of y'all don't realize that we have quite a collection, and thanks to some donations we've had recently, we have more than ever. But one of the things that I wanted to ask you, I think Mary Ann had said something about it. When y'all have your great big book sale, do you have a large section of large print books? Because that would be great, because they're a little more expensive than regular books.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to, but Alex might.
I believe that we have moved away from having one big book sale that maybe historically we had done at one location. Instead, all 9 of our locations have ongoing book sales all the time in their buildings. And it is usually a mix of formats. So it might be regular print, children's books, magazines, audiovisual materials, and there may be some large type in there. We just don't have anything specific about what each library might be having for sale at that time.
Well, anytime you have a large prints, I'll come over right away. I had a question, another question that went out of my head. Any other questions? Yay. This used to be the head librarian here at Cedarville.
I just have the question on how do you find out about those book sales? Is that published anywhere?
When we used to have the big book sales, yes, but with the ongoing daily book sales, it's just, if you're in the library and you see and you just browse their collection, you can just pay for it as you're there.
So but nothing online. You'd have to physically be at the library.
Correct, yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you.
One question here. Thank you, Dolly.
Thanks. I have a question about book donations. Do you have them anymore? What are the restrictions of what you want? And if people bring books and you don't want them, what do you do with them?
I'll let Alex handle this one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we at the library are very grateful for donations, and we do accept them at all 9 of our locations. I don't know if you've ever been. Okay, and then every now and again, if the mobile library service happens to be there. We ask that from a donation perspective, we kind of ask if you can limit your donations to about 2 grocery bags full at a time for each visit. We don't really have any restrictions on materials that we accept as a donation, but what I can tell you in terms of the materials making their way into the library's collection is that not everything donated does make its way into the collection. What would happen to those items if they don't is that we would turn them over to our friends of the library who actually run our book sales in all of our locations. And the sale of those materials generate funding that come back to the library to help fund the programs that we put on. And sometimes I think that in some of the slides Matt showed, you might see a note that says sponsored by the Friends of the Library, and that money helps provide some of the stellar programming that we do in the library system. Does that answer your question? Okay, you're welcome. I'm happy to. Our Friends of the Library is our nonprofit organization that is affiliated with Henrico County Public Library. They are a vibrant and active part of the library and do a lot to support the library throughout the county. Each location, each of our 9 branches has its own individual chapter. run by its own set of volunteers. And then we have a larger kind of coordinating board that operates at the system-wide level to help kind of coordinate some of those individual library requests into overarching requests for the system. They do help support a lot of what the library does for the departments that I supervise, which are our system-wide programmings. One Matt touched on, which is our summer reading program, and they are the biggest supporter of our summer reading program. And if you aren't aware, part of our program, it's not just for children, it is for teens and adults. They help sponsor the programs that we put on to kind of support whatever the theme is for the year. They also provide the generous funding that provides the prizes we give out to people that achieve their reading goals. And this year for adults, we've got a really cool artistic looking coffee mug that you can win if you read your minutes worth during the summer. Another big program that the Friends of the Library support is our All Henrico Reads program. And I'm pretty sure that every year when we have it, the mobile library service on their visits will help promote who's coming. This past year, because it's at the end of March, we hosted Ruth Reichel, who is the acclaimed food critic. She had written a fiction book this year called The Paris Novel, and we were very excited to have her come and speak at the Henrico Sports and Events Center. This upcoming year for 2026, we do have our authors secured, and we're very excited to announce it'll be Walter Mosley. He's primarily known for his fiction work. He writes a series about a detective named Easy Rollins. And if you're familiar with the movie Devil in a Blue Dress with Denzel Washington, that was the first book in the series. He'll be talking about the most recent entry in the series, which would be published in September. So yes, we're very, very fortunate to have such a wonderful friends group throughout the system.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You might want to stay up. One of the problems we have in the library is even having a medical section, because we were told by one of our librarian friends here, who's our expert back, Jenny Hendren, that really where she was in Florida, they didn't want to keep them more than 3 to 5 years, Jenny? Something like that, because they go out of date. So what I was picking up on was if we got skilled enough to use their online service, they had one, whatever you call it, program that went right to medical information. But you might want to elaborate.
Excuse me. Yes, the collections fall under my purview, and so my department's responsible for purchasing all materials for the library, which include the physical materials as well as electronic materials, and that is the databases that Matt mentioned. Obviously, you guys know this just as well as we do. There has been a large technological shift probably in the last 25 years, and from the advance of probably home computers, it's almost like that shift sped up at light speed to where we are today, where things change practically overnight. And we have found in the publishing world, it's very difficult to keep up with accurate information kind of in a printed format on a regular basis, the way that we might have used to rely on it at the beginning of our library careers. And we are a part of a younger generation of librarians, but we're almost like the elders at this point, because we've got people that are working with us now that are they're very young, but they know this better than we do. Yes, I think what we've seen in the collection world is that the online resources available are much more adept at being able to keep up with the changes as they are made in the medical field, so that information being provided to you as the community is the most accurate. It's just somewhat difficult to rely on an updated print resource in the way that we used to do that historically in the libraries. So yes, I would recommend, if you are interested in medical information, legal information, any information that's going to impact your day-to-day, but that is a kind of more of a dynamic style information system, using some of the online resources, not just the ones that we provide through Henrico, but as Matt mentioned, getting cards with some of your other libraries in the area gives you kind of really a wealth of knowledge available to you at your fingertips if you've got access to a computer and the internet. And certainly, as Matt mentioned, if you've got your library card and need assistance with that, that's where the library staff are happy to help you.
And that was henricolibrary.org, and then you go to research.
Right.
Let me see if I'm just out of bounds here, probably will be. But with all the conflict, even with sources about medical issues, I feel like maybe I could trust going to y'all, that y'all will have eliminated a lot of the whatever that you get when you go straight on your computer to get information.
The library, I think as an institution, has prided itself on being the facilitators of accurate information. You know, we're here to put you in touch with the information that you're looking for. Something that we as a profession have prided ourselves on is objective, factual information that is available, you know, to make that available. To go out on an internet search can prove to be challenging sometimes because, as you may know, when you go to, say, Google, especially now, and I've seen it recently, and I'm probably not even, my children, you know, can beat me at tech savvy all day long. I've noticed now that when I go to search on Google, you might see that you get an AI generated kind of response. You know, and AI is definitely something we in the library system are learning about every day and trying to keep up with. But with, you know, internet searches in general, it's just because it's coming up in a list does not always mean it's what you're looking for, right? It's just the way that the information is being pulled through the aggregators in that particular algorithm, and it's laying it out in such a way that it's trying to meet what you're asking it for, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to serve the need that you have. We, as library staff, are there to kind of help people try to kind of wade through maybe some of the results that are given to you and try to match you up with what it is you're actually looking for. Is that kind of, I mean, it's hard to talk.
Great. Here, another question.
I had a question on your adult programs, and I've attended those when I had more mobility than I do now. Are they recorded, and if so, are they available individually or to be shared with a facility like this so that we could re-show it?
At this point in time, not as a rule, no. It's funny that you asked that because I just got asked that the other day about something else, and I was just troubleshooting it with one member of my team. At this point in time, I don't believe that we do on a regular basis. There are some programs that we have done virtually, and we got, as a library staff, got very adept at that during COVID because we had to pivot very quickly to try to provide for our community in the only way that we were able to during our shutdown. As a lesson learned from that time period, we have tried to kind of keep up with the demand, you know, from kind of a remote viewing standpoint or trying to archive programs in order to show them at a later time. So it is something that is on our radar. It's just that we don't have anything at this point in time, but I'm glad to take that back now that it's been mentioned.
And I'm a person that does not use your mobile library because I come into your library all the time. But besides books, can you get magazines?
Yep.
And what I understand, you can call in and request that a book be delivered to you, because we have a policy for fiction trying to keep the most current books, and we do not keep Baldacci or those people, or we wouldn't have a library. You know, it's like an amoeba that would eat you up. So you could order those books, and it would help us. Like Louise Penny, anybody who wants to start reading her books, you need the first one, I think, So you can get them from the mobile library. But anything else you could add to that?
No,
Mr. Mobile Library?
no, you nailed it.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Well, and one reason VaCCra, this is actually not a library-sponsored program, but one reason that VaCCra did this program today, we've been on really serious issues all year long, dealing with how to live up to the very end, and a lot of legal issues raised. So we said, it's time to start showing everybody how to be happy. And that's part of what this is all about, being here at Cedarfield. And as we know, we are blessed to be here. Having people like DeMonte working here, and Georgia Brown, who is very instrumental and especially Georgia Brown, who is especially instrumental in putting us together and making us happy. And otherwise, we're sort of towards the end, but the speakers will be here before we go up to lunch. And we're going to be using, and I will tell you, I had not seen myself as a librarian, chair of the library, how we could better work with Henrico. But I now do, and my mind's going, bingo, we're in the money now. So any more questions? Well, thank y'all so much. Remember on the 7th, to a 3 o'clock program from the library.